Welcome back. My name is Teresa and I'm very much alive. I have an awful garbage filthy mouth where sometimes, just sometimes, I tend to use the word fuck as a comma. You should try it sometime. If you're not into that or weird stuff in general, this is definitely not the place for you. Feel free to exit out the video here. No harm, no foul. But I'll remember our time fondly. Why, hello, my little popsicles. I hope you're well. Actually, I do. I really do. Funny story. When I usually send out work emails, it's always, I hope this email finds you well. And you know what? Sometimes I don't. Sometimes I don't wish someone well. Especially when you email someone for the 10th time to remind them to do something, but they keep choosing to ignore you. For those special people, I wish I can start the email with, I hope you get diarrhea on a long car ride and there's nowhere to stop. By the way, can you please tell me the status of those TPS reports? No? Okay, thanks. Cool. Cool. Anyway, in today's video, we have another fun size makeup review. We're gonna be talking about the Catrice True Blue Jet Blue. When you're seeing this video, I'll be in Florida, but that's literally all I can think about is, I'm not even flying JetBlue. I don't even know why. All right, anyway. This is the True Skin Hydrating Foundation from Catrice, as well as the Dose of Colors Daisy and Donald Duck collection. Well, partial collection. I don't have the whole thing. With that said, let's talk about the foundation first. Funny story. I bought this when I was drunk shopping with my patrons last month, and honestly, kind of forgot about it. So as I was going through some boxes, I noticed this foundation and I was like, oh, let's give it a whirl. This Catrice foundation comes in 20 different shades, obviously not the best shade range, but come to think of it, I don't think Catrice has ever had a really expansive shade range. Their other famous foundation has about 26 shades, so I'm hoping that they'll release more shades into this, and I'll tell you why in a second. This is described as a long-wearing vegan foundation with medium buildable coverage for a natural real skin finish. Hyaluronic acid helps skin retain moisture, and watermelon seed oil has been known to restore elasticity in the skin. Is that true? I don't fucking know. But what I do know is that it's fucking good. So this foundation retails for a whopping $11. And you get it in this very, very nice, pretty glass bottle that comes in this beautiful little plastic pump. I love the whole appearance of it. Yes, it looks very drugstore, but I would say more on the higher end of drugstore. It's very nice. It's weighted. It's great. The consistency on this product is a little bit on the thinner side, so it's not like completely runny where it's just gonna run down your arm or your face or whatever, but it's not heavy like a cream. It's kind of like in the middle. So I initially applied this product with a brush and then I went over it with a dampened beauty sponge. It does leave brush marks. I would consider this a high medium coverage. While yes, it does cover a good amount of shit on my face, there is some redness that I have down here that kind of pokes through. So I definitely need another layer, or sometimes two, just to cover that up. And it's no fault to the product. It's just my skin is just so goddamn red. I found this product to be a very buildable formula that allows you to get full coverage without it turning cakey and messy and just gross. Now this is something very essential that I want to know. This finish is definitely a natural finish, which means that it's kind of like your skin but better. Maybe we can kind of consider it a demi matte. There is a little bit of luminosity, but for the most part it's matte. It's not a flat matte, but it's kind of in the middle. If you have dry skin like me, hi. It really depends what primers you use with this product. So my favorite primer as of late has been the, oh my God, Ritual Defy Thorn Oil, okay? I know I talked about this in a fun size review a while back, but this is fucking amazing. It still is amazing. It's probably one of my favorite products from this year. This and actually the Auric Glow Lust, but whatever, this is not about that. We're not talking about you yet, okay? Anyway, that's another video. Honestly, this has replaced so many of my primers. And if you look in the description box of any of my fucking videos, it's pretty much Thorn Oil. Maybe I'll jazz it up and use something else too, but 9 out of 10 times it's Thorn Oil. I feel bad because I've neglected some of my favorite primers like Tatcha Silk Canvas, Fenty Hydrating Primer, the fucking La Mer one, oh my God, e.l.f. Jelly Pop, like I can go on. So I've been trying to do my best to make like primer cocktails because I hate seeing products go to waste. That said, the Thorn Oil is an oil, duh, no shit. And I find the combination of these two together, bitch, fucking magic. If I do not use the Thorn Oil, I find it to be like, it's okay. Like it's a little bit drying. It doesn't feel tight, but there is a layer of dried skin that kind of forms around my nose where it looks like someone has been excavating my fucking face. So I think it's important to pair this product with something that's truly hydrating, especially if you have that dry mummy dick skin like I do. Now, I'm sure you can use other facial oils. You know, I don't think you necessarily need to buy this beautiful magic tonic in a bottle. Sorry, I love you. You probably don't need to buy that. For me, I love it. I'm obsessed. I see the results. I love how my skin looks. yes. But if you do have a lovely facial oil that you swear by, fucking use that. Use whatever the fuck you want to use, but just make sure that it's incredibly hydrating. Okay, that said, with this particular foundation, I didn't experience any breakout or skin sensitivity issues. This product melts perfectly into the skin. It's weightless and has incredible longevity. It's so weightless that sometimes it really feels like I have nothing on my face, and I've almost went to bed a couple of times without washing my face. And I love when I find products like that where it just feels like you have nothing on at all. This is fucking awesome. Because to be honest, I'm fat enough as it is. We don't need to add another 10 pounds to the goddamn scale because of my foundation wearing my face down. I'm also very happy to report that this didn't oxidize on me. I feel like with the other Catrice foundation, I stopped using it because the oxidation got really bad and kind of almost turned me like orange. This one doesn't. This one definitely makes me look like a fucking porcelain doll. The true uncooked chicken that I am. So in my experience, what you see in this bottle is pretty much what you get. This is fucking great. My only complaint with this foundation is that no matter what I do, I will always get transfer on my nose. Nowhere else, just my nose. But I do love how this product sits on my nose. Like I mentioned, it doesn't emphasize any dry skin that I have on it, so it's fucking great. It just annoys the shit out of me that it just transfers. So no matter how much powder I use or lack of product that I use or whatever, I will always get those like demarcation lines right here. So I wanted to point that out if that is a deal breaker to you. For me, not so much because I can at least kind of pat out the product around my nose so it doesn't make it look super noticeable, but it's still kind of fucking there. I really love when products truly surprise me, and I'm glad that I got drunk and I purchased this. For $11, I get beautiful, lightweight, full coverage that lasts all goddamn day. If you are looking for a great drugstore find, fucking look no further. I recommend checking this one out. It's so good. Oh my God. So let's move on to Dose of Colors. So this is the Daisy and Donald Duck face palette. This boy retails for $39. Full disclosure, Camera Ready Cosmetics sent me this palette as well as the 2 lip products. And for that, I love your fucking face. So thank you. Also, if you are interested, Camera Ready Cosmetics is doing a giveaway on their Instagram for, I believe, these products actually. So I'll make sure to leave that information down in the description box below. I'm pretty sure the giveaway is gonna close on the 19th. So if you are interested in throwing your hat in the ring, go for it. That said, let's talk about this palette. First and foremost, this is fucking adorable. I am a weirdo Disney adult. Yes, I am so much so a weirdo that my dream at one point was when I retire, I would go work for them. That has since changed because I've heard horror stories from my best friend. Also, some of their outfits are just not flattering on thicker milkshakes. They're just not. A lot of extra fabric when there shouldn't be. But what can I say? I love a good corn dog and manufactured happiness. Anyway, I think out of all the Disney collaborations or the Disney makeup collaborations that have come out as of late, I think this has been the cutest one. I love that the focus is on Daisy because that bitch is a fucking queen. Yes, she's better than Minnie. Yes, I said it. Deal with it. And I love that this collection is a little different. Well, it does focus on like, you know, Daisy's adorable outfits and her little like lilac bow. There's some blue aspects in here that like tie to Donald. I think it was really thought out well. I love that you get a small yet cohesive color story, and you do get a bronzer that has this adorable embossing in pan. So motherfucking cute. I love it. So let's talk about the shadows first. There are 6 shadows, 3 mattes, and 3 shimmers. The mattes are lovely. They're pigmented but buildable, but overall incredibly easy to use and have great longevity. Now, depending on the shade, there can be some fallout, but overall easy to clean. I didn't experience any patchiness when using these shades, and they blended effortlessly. I also used the bronzer as a crease shade too, and this formula also makes for a really good eyeshadow too. The black shade is pigmented, but it's not my favorite black eyeshadow of all time. I would classify this more as a dark charcoal. However, I think it's really great at adding depth in the outer corner. Sometimes adding black to a look can really overtake the look. I didn't find that with this shade, and I think it's because it's not really a true black. It's more of a charcoal. Now, the other shade I want to point out is this beautiful pink shade down here, XOXO. I use this as a blush shade, and it's actually what I have on my face today. It's such a pretty blush shade. And again, as an eyeshadow formula, this also really works really great on the face. I didn't have any experience with patchiness or longevity issues, and it blended very seamlessly in with the bronzer. Very beautiful. I like the versatility of this palette. Now, the shimmers in this palette, they're a little bit of like a harder formula. And in my opinion, they're not as smooth as the mattes. These guys are firmly pressed into pan, but not like the Patrick Ta palette where that just felt like it's like fucking grit. Like I don't experience that with this. They're just firmly pressed in there. They're workable, but they're just a little bit stiff. And I'm pleasantly surprised with the subtle multicolor reflex that they have within the shimmers. So depending on what you pair it with, there is a subtle reflect. For example, the shade Fab, which is this gold shade up here, it actually has little specks of pink in there, so it kind of feels a little bit more rose gold in a way. The shade Attitude has a blue reflect in it that's very pretty. And the shade Iconic, it's a weird shade, but it's so fucking pretty. It's actually what I have all over my lid today. There's some blue, it looks like there's some green in there, some pink, kind of like a sparkly multi-chrome without it being a multi-chrome, if that makes sense. It's like a multi-chrome within glitter. And I'm not really crazy about glitter, but I don't mind this formula at all. I use glitter glue when applying these shadows, and for the most part, they definitely stayed into place. When you kind of like layer them a little bit, I notice that some of the sparkles go rogue and try to have sex with my face. Not a fan of that. So I definitely have some sparkles in my eyebrows. It is what it is. So I definitely would recommend taking your time when using this palette so it doesn't look like Tinkerbell shit all over your face. That said, I think these layered incredibly well. I didn't experience any weird texture or spicy butthole when using glitter glue. I would say that these applied better with a finger than a brush. With a brush, you kind of have to layer it on just a little bit because the formula is a little bit hard pressed, but when you do use a finger, you do get more of a payoff. Are these my favorite shimmers? No. I prefer something a little less hard in pan, something a little bit more emollient. But these are workable. And I think what's the selling point for me is the fact that they have like these little glitter reflex within the shadows, which makes them a little bit more interesting than say a run-of-the-mill shimmer. And while these are incredibly sparkly, I just wish they were a little bit more saturated, like a little bit more metallic, but that's just a personal preference of mine. I'm sure some of you will probably be saying, that looks very saturated. I really love that fucking alien slut look. Anyway, let's move on to the bronzer portion of this palette. In my makeup bingo, I mentioned that I didn't know if this was going to work for everybody because it is really impossible to find one particular product, especially a bronzer, to be like a one size fits all. It's impossible to do that with any product, right? And I think at the time I was like, oh, I don't know if that's gonna work. But then when I was looking at it a little bit more closely online, I did see that there was another model that had deeper skin that had it on her face and it looked really pretty. I don't know. I feel like this bronzer is better suited for those with light to medium skin. But that said though, this bronzer is pigmented and buildable. If you are uncooked chicken like me, I do recommend going in with a lighter hand because of how intensely pigmented it can be. But overall, I really found the formula to be very, very pretty. It was very easy to use and it melted into the skin perfectly. For a warm tone bronzer, which is something that I don't really gravitate towards, it doesn't make me look like a Cheeto, so I appreciate that. You know what's really funny? When it comes to face palettes, I usually feel like one of the products is usually an afterthought. So whether it be the face side or the eye side. But this was nice. I don't really have any complaints with the bronzer at all. And the fact that this also worked well as an eyeshadow to kind of give me another option in this palette, that's nice. I didn't experience any patchiness or longevity issues with the bronzer, and it lasted for a very long fucking time, like well over 12 hours. It still looked really, really good in place. I am interested in trying more shades from this formula because again, it's more of a preference point. I'm a cool tone boy, so I want a cool tone bronzer. So I'm definitely gonna look up that and see if that's an option for me. But this formula is pretty good. Honestly, I'm really pleasantly surprised with how much fun it was playing with this palette. I think when it comes to Disney collaborations, I usually side-eye the shit out of them. They're usually cash grabs. But I think for $39, you can get a nice variety of looks. And the fact that you can use one of the eyeshadows as a blush kind of makes this more versatile in the face palette department. Is this the best thing I've ever used? No, but I think it's incredibly solid. And I could see myself reaching to use this palette because I really love the looks that I created. And I love that it took literally no time at all to do so. Also, it's Stacey. She's a fucking icon and don't you fucking forget it. So now let's move on to two other products in this collection, and these are the lip products. I think overall there was another one too. There was a gloss that had some sparkle in it. That was terrifying, so I didn't opt for that one. Instead, I just got the liner and the liquid lip. The Give Me That Lip Liner retails for $14. This is a beautiful light brown. The color is absolutely gorgeous. She's a basic ass bitch, but she's so goddamn... Oh, did you hear that pop? Oh my God, that was my arm. I need to drink more milk. Anyway, I'm convinced that this color looks flattering on everyone, okay? Prove me wrong. This is beautiful. I'm beyond obsessed. I've never tried Dose of Colors lip liner products before, so I really didn't have any expectation. And I think they're okay. They're not my favorite. And the reason for that is I really like my lip liners to be incredibly hydrating. And while this does go on pretty well because it is a little crayon, the actual formula itself is more of like a matte finish. If I were to just wear it on its own, it feels a little too suffocating on the lips. It's the kind of formula that requires you to put some sort of lipstick or gloss on top of it to give you life. And I'm mentioning this because I, much like my mommy dick skin face, I have incredibly dry lips as well. I'm a just dry bitch, okay? I was about to say something really disgusting, but I'm not gonna say it. It's too early in the morning for that, but I'm pretty sure you know exactly where I'm going with it. Anyway, sometimes I gross myself out, okay? Oh, fuck me. All right, anyway, I forgot what I was even gonna say. I found that when I had this formula on, it just feels just a bit dry and a bit stiff. It's like I've been to the desert without leaving my house. Like, I hate it. It's a weird feeling. I liked applying it, I like the color, but then when I smack my lips together, I'm like, ooh, bitch, this is a little bit too dry. But you know what? Beauty is sometimes motherfucking pain. And I'm okay with that because this color is absolutely gorgeous. And when paired with the other product, it's fine. Now, with that said, the liner's longevity is great, especially when paired with a liquid lip or a lip gloss. It was fine. It's just the drying formula by itself, not so great. Now, the other product I want to talk about is their Velvet Mousse liquid lip. I have tried other Dose of Colors liquid lips in the past. I think I've only had like outrageous colors like Whore Red lipstick, some things that I just never fuck with. I think I got it from a BoxyCharm or some shit like that. And it was great. I love the formula. It's just something I just never use because I don't like to have any more emphasis to this thing, whatever this is. Again, this retails for $18. The packaging also, I didn't even note, super adorable. Everything just pairs so perfectly with the palette. I love the little heart. I love Daisy's bow, Donald's hat. It's like, it's so cute and so aesthetically pleasing. I fucking love it. Goddamn millennial pink kills me every time. Anyway, now this is a beautiful light brown with a pink undertone, which is my motherfucking bread and butter. I love basic ass bitch colors. You cannot get any more basic than this. The formula of the liquid lip is so beyond comfortable. I usually stray away from liquid lips just for the fact that sometimes it's just too drying. Not this. This is actually perfect. It provided great moisture and I didn't feel like I was dying. I didn't feel like I needed to rush to put a gloss on to like save my lips. It feels incredibly comfortable even talking now. And I've been talking for quite some fucking time now. Anyway, this formula was beyond perfect. And I think I may have found my new favorite liquid lip. With that said, if you are interested in getting any of the lip products, I would recommend the liquid lip over the liner. The liner, while such a beautiful color, it's a basic color. I'm pretty sure you can find it in any of your favorite formulas. But this liquid lip though, this is worth checking out. Now I want to hear from y'all. Let me know down below if you are interested in any of these products. If you do have them, what are your thoughts? Tell me all about them. And with that said, I want to say thank you so much for watching. I truly appreciate it as always. Feel free to like, comment, hit that subscribe button, it's free, and hit that bell icon for notification of all my future posts. Follow me on Twitter, Instagram, Patreon, to all my beautiful, wonderful patron bubbies. Thank you so much for keeping this delicious, disgusting, basic garbage boat afloat. I couldn't do without you. I love your adorable little delicious faces, and you're the best. That's it. You're the best. I love you. If you want to know what is currently on my face, along with where to get my podcast, my merch, palette, bloopity blop blop, everything will be listed in the description box below. And I'll see you little pumpkins later. Bye.